Hello, and welcome back to our Life on the Road series, where we cover important topics for professional drivers. I'm professional driver Shannon, and today we'll be discussing the importance of budgeting over the road. One of the most challenging aspects of being out on the road is creating a budget for you and your family. And building an appropriate budget begins by determining your take-home pay. To do that, look at all of your pay stubs for the month and average them together to determine a generalized amount of take-home pay. Add all four amounts together and divide that number by 4. That number is your average take-home pay per week. Remember, take-home pay is the money that you are paid after tax and any other deductions. Once you have your take-home pay calculated, it's time to make a list of your monthly expenses. When coming up with your expenses, think of your standard payments. If you have a house, you likely have a monthly payment, as well as gas, electric, and any other services. If you have a cell phone, that would be included in monthly expenses, as well as any insurance you may have outside of Werner Enterprises, such as your car, renters, or loans. Are you paying off your credit cards and other debts? If so, include these in your monthly expenses as well. Your monthly expenses, otherwise known as your fixed expenses, are relatively the same every month. All other expenses used for food, entertainment, and clothing are called your variable expenses. Now that you have a list of your fixed and variable expenses, add everything together to determine your total expense amount. Take your total expenses and subtract that from the total of your monthly income you calculated. What number did you get? Your goal is to keep your expenses under the amount you receive in take-home pay. If this is the case, you can achieve a balanced budget. If your monthly expenses is higher than your monthly income, it might be time to take a closer look at your expenses and figure out if all of them are necessary. It is a good idea to review your monthly budget once in a while so that your numbers are based off of your current financial situation. Once you have a budget plan that works, stick to it. As you already know, we live in a world where nearly everything is accessible online, including your bank account. However, at times, you may not have the ability to access your accounts online. For these reasons and more, it is important to know how to balance a checkbook so that you always know your current balance on your account. To be able to correctly balance your checkbook, the most important thing you need to do is keep an accurate record of your deposits and purchases. One way to do this is by keeping a register with your checkbook and updating it every time you buy an item, deposit money into your account, or transfer funds. When you begin your register, make sure that the balance at the top of the page is your most current balance. Either log in online, call, or visit your bank to get the most accurate record of your current finances. Once you have your most current balance, write that number at the top of your check register. This is the amount that you will base all of your purchases, payments, transfers, deposits, and withdrawals on. When you record checks that you write or payments you make, write the check number, the date, who was paid, and the amount of the check on the white line. Subtract that amount from the number above and write the new amount in the gray line. When you deposit or transfer money into your account, follow the same process, but write this number in the column that says deposits or interests. Then add this amount to the total listed above it. If you have a bank card, remember those transactions should also be deducted from your account balance. it is extremely helpful to keep receipts for every transaction and enter them in as deductions. When your statement comes, compare your register and check off the transactions that have cleared. At this point, make sure that your recorded balance matches what your bank says you have without including any transactions that haven't cleared and those that are not listed on your statement. While you're reviewing, correct any mistakes that you find. If you find errors and cannot figure out where the transaction came from, contact your bank for assistance. If you stay on top of it, keeping a balanced checkbook is no more time-consuming than checking your online account every day. That's everything for today's discussion on budgeting over the road. Until next time, thank you for listening, and please stay safe in all your travels.